About the business of some assembly required stuff that dads are sometimes doing. It turns out I needed some D batteries that I'd not been warned about. I don't recommend that in the middle of the night in North Alabama, but that's what happened that day. But I eventually got them and got everything happening like it was supposed to be happening. And I wasn't sleeping, and I had maybe 90 minutes before the sun was going to come up. And the McAnally daughters were going to wake up and go running in to check under the tree to see what Santa Claus brought, and I was pretty excited about that. And I decided not to go to sleep. And I picked up the guitar and started thinking about family. My family back in Mississippi. I got family from Kentucky here tonight, too. I got a little folks. How proud I am to have come from who I come from and where I come from. And then I started thinking about my daughters and all the hope and the love that I got for them and wherever they wind up in the world. And wrote this little song. It took about 20 minutes, very simple. And I liked it. So I put it on one of my unintentional collector's item CDs that I make on occasion. And it sat around for 21 years. Not in the same way fine wine sits around. It just sat around. Until I got a telephone call from my buddy Kenny Chesney. More name dropping, I'm sorry. Kenny said, "What are you doing tomorrow, Mac?" And I said, "Nothing, because I'm honest." He said, "Can you come to the studio?" I said, "Yes, sir, I can. What would you like to do?" And Kenny said, "We're going to cut one of your songs, and I don't care which one." That's kind of cool. I started thinking maybe I'm a little bigger deal than I thought I was. That's a pretty cool thing to hear. So I go over to the studio the next day, feeling pretty good about myself. I stood all the way up to my full driver's license height, which hurts my back because of it. And I went in the studio and it was just Kenny and his engineer and him. Sitting on a wooden box just like he is right now. And Kenny came over and he said, "Matt, what song do you want to sing? I know a whole bunch of your songs." I said, "It doesn't matter to me, Kenny. I know a whole bunch of my songs too." He said, "Well, I don't have any children of my own yet, but if and when I do, I would love to tell my kids what you said to your kids in that song Down the Road. Why don't we do that?" So there's nothing on that record except Eric on his wooden box and Kenny and I playing our wooden box guitars and trading out. He said, "You do the second verse, we'll make it a duet." I sang harmony with him, he sang harmony with me. It's two guitars and a wooden box, and that's all that's on the record. And like an hour later, I'm backing out of the studio thinking, it sounded pretty good. I think if it didn't have me on it, it might be a hit. Turns out I underestimated Kenny. He was able to drag me all the way up the charts like an ankle weight or something. And we had a #1 record, and we got a Grammy nomination, and I got to sing it in NFL Stadium and Lexington Stadium. And in the context of all of those blessings, every one of which I'm grateful for, my favorite thing about this song is the way it made me feel right before the sun came up on Christmas morning, knowing that I have an extremely clear picture of what family means. This is Down the Road. When I was a boy, 4 houses down from me was a family with an only child. She was the only girl in this whole world that could make me smile. Down the road, I made her reasons to go down the road. Somewhere inside of me, there was something she took a liking to. Nice girl married me. She said she
in the blood or just in the water. Her daddy wants to know that I make enough to take his daughter down the road before he can let her go down the road. There's an engineer with a lonely son, and our lady girl says she believes that he is the only one down the road. Her mama wants to know, is he washed in the blood or just in the water? And I want to know that he makes enough to take my daughter down the road. Comes time to go down the road, down the road. You know I wanna help her go down the road, down, down, down that road. This is really cool.